We're still here on the wall in Peru, Indiana, with Butterfly. And Sarah, we were talking about the removal of the natives to Kansas, and then 50 years later, most of them, they settled in Kansas and actually became prosperous, and then were moved to Oklahoma. And as you'll see in the documentary for Oklahoma, we find out that the big nations that were sent there were split up into 2 or 3 places in Oklahoma, and then they studied who was arch mortal enemies, and they'd put them next to each other in the plan that they'd kill each other off and then would not have to worry about it anymore. Right. But like you're talking about, with the union of them.
Mm-hmm. Right. A lot of them came together and tried to, get through their different cultural traditions and beliefs, and maybe some that might have, clashed with each other and tried to become an existing people. And I think they've done that pretty well down there. We used to go down to Oklahoma as a kid every year when I was a child, and we would have different gatherings and different ceremonies, and then they had the big powwow, where a lot of the powwows are fun. They're not necessarily ceremonies. They're fun. It's a chance for you to get to know some of the other folks down there, and I think that identity they have separately from us is what makes them special as well in their own sense, that that they've been able to go through these different things and been able to survive that and still exist as a people today.
Yeah, one of the most profound statements that I got from an Ottawa elder in Oklahoma was that you'll find that natives are survivalists. They will figure out what the program is in a hurry, and then figure out what they have to do to survive it.
Right.
And this is what happened in Oklahoma. There's so many nations coming in, and these have been at war for thousands of years. But all of a sudden they realize, wait a minute, if we throw ashes at each other here, the fire will go out.
Right.
We'll have to just bite our bottom lip, get along, figure out a way to make it work, and survive, because this is not going to get any prettier.
Right.
Now, as we come down this wall, and I did this in separate chapters because I do not want to miss this, the name Godfrey comes into, okay?
So Chief Francis Godfrey was one of our most revered and most well-known chiefs that our tribe has had. He has a very big family. And so Gabriel is actually one of his descendants. Gabriel ran our trading post, post-removal. So he had what was called the Mount Pleasant trading post, where they would trade, and it was a kind of a hub for a lot of Miami information and a lot of different things that we were trying to do at that time. After removal, and Gabriel was one of the biggest leaders in trying to encourage our people to remain a people, as he was in a time where they were trying to, for lack of a better phrase, make us white, and he would always encourage our people to maintain those roots and to maintain our history, maintain our cultures, and try to get along with the people in the area at the time. Oh, that's Kilsequak and Anthony Revere. She's actually on the front cover of one of the best books on our tribe to date, which is called Miami Indians, A Persistent People. And then Ross Bundy, which you mentioned earlier. The Bundy family is a very big family in our tribe. Among the 5 families that were allowed to stay were the Bundys, the Godfroys, the Richardvilles, the Meshingo Mesha band of Miamis, and then the Pimwayatama Mungosa family that were allowed to stay as well. So, and this goes into some of our more prouder things, our ribbon work and our artistry. Miami ribbon work is specific to us. The designs, the diamond designs, and a lot of the designs on our ribbon work directly correlate with the Miami tribe, and no other tribe really has anything like that.
I find this very interesting because in the Smithsonian, wandering around in the archives, I got a chance to see an embroidery really strange embroidery. But it was of a village, an Iroquois village. I think it was Oneida or maybe Onondaga. But anyway, it was done from a mental picture and embroidered in moose hair.
Oh.
Instead of thread, they used moose hair. And they used different shades of moose hair from the different seasons. Because in the winter it becomes almost black.
Right.
In the summer it becomes almost blonde.
Wow.
And the different shades and that were of moose hair. So you telling me that their patterns and your styles, these are people in totally different parts of the country, but they'll come up with an artwork that's so unique to themselves.
Sure. Yes, most definitely. So in the 60s, the 1960s, and it's not only just the Bundy family, the entire Miami family as a whole went through the relocation and the building of our Mississinewa Reservoir. And in the building of that reservoir, there were many Miami structures, Miami ceremonial items and things that we no longer have access to because of the reservoir. One of those cemeteries was the Francis Slocum or the Bundy Cemetery. Okay, and it's actually the Bundy Cemetery, but it's where Francis Slocum and Chipakina were buried. And they actually removed the members of the cemetery, the folks that were in the cemetery, and relocated them to a different spot of land. We had many tribal elders. Some of the ones I pointed out inside were overseers of that process as best as they were allowed to be.
And they're forced to stand there and watch them dig up their holy land.
Correct. And this is after they've decided, the government has decided that we're no longer a tribe. And this is the 1960s here, but we're no longer a tribe here.
Now this, on the documentary, you'll see the 7 pillars, which I visited. That's where we met the snake. Or the snake meant us. But this is across the
Mississinewa. The Mississinewa River.
I'm glad she helps me with this because I goof it up. The Mississinewa River was where they held the tribal councils in these, and you'll see them in the other pictures of it.
And there's not anything quite like it. And so that's where a lot of our council meetings would happen, because we didn't necessarily all live together. We had different villages in different areas, and when the villages came together, that was a spot in the river. Hey, there we are.
It's unmistakable. Sorry, I'm so shaky. It was a long night.
And that's Oliver. Oliver was, I hear, and I never got a chance to meet Oliver, but Oliver was a unique character, very proud of his heritage. And in fact, you can see the turtles and the different wildlife that he has on his vest and on his regalia. I believe, if not Oliver vest, one of them, I think it was Oliver, was swimming turtle. And so he would dress in regalia and tell stories. He would go to different events and have his picture taken with different children and things like that. And it was more the how he kind of fed his family in the commercialized native days.
I love this because the turtle. I'm of the turtle clan, and I noticed that the shield. I've never seen a shield like that, but it's got a turtle in the center of it too.
And so and then this kind of depicts Oliver as an elder man, and some of the things that he has. He was very influential with his family members, and in fact, his niece is one of their family's representatives on council.
Well, man, you have totally made my day, maybe my whole month. This has been incredible, and to get up here and finally meet you and understand that the Miamis are still alive and well. And like other nations, they're struggling for their identity, but we dare you to take it away from them now.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, hon. Thank you.